Hello and welcome back to Shulchan HaRav. We continue in Hilchos Netilas Yadaim Siman Kuf Nun Ches, and we pick it up with Sif Tes Zayin. Aval Pishan Tili Him did receive from even though washing hands for bread or for these other foods is only a rabbinic requirement. Mevorach Aleh Asher Kiddishanu Mitzvos of Tzivanu Al Netilas Yadayim. We still make a bracha that we've been sanctified in Hashem's mitzvahs, and He's commanded us to wash hands, even though this is rabbinic. So where are we commanded for such a thing? Because it says in the pasuk, it says a pasuk in Devarim Yud Zayin, I can say maybe it's in Akev or something like that, that you shall not veer from the matter that they tell you to the right or to the left, and that's the Torah obligation to follow the rabbis. And therefore, when we listen to what the Chachamim tell us, we're fulfilling a mitzvah of Hashem, because Hashem commanded us to listen to them. And that's the reason behind all the mitzvahs, all the brachas that we say for mitzvahs that are rabbinic. You're supposed to say the bracha before the washing. Just like all mitzvahs, you make the bracha before you do the mitzvah. Sometimes a person's hands aren't clean. He comes out of the bathroom. Therefore, we always make the bracha after the washing, so we shouldn't, in order to not make a difference between washing for one thing or another thing. And furthermore, the drying of the hands is actually part of the mitzvah of washing, as will be explained. And even though sometimes you may not need to dry your hands, again, we did not want to make a difference between one washing and another. Nevertheless, someone who washes hands with two pourings, he really should make the bracha right after he does the first pouring, before he pours the second time. Because now that he's poured it at least once, his hands are clean and they are appropriate to me. He's able to make a bracha. Even if he's in the bathroom. And if a person forgot and did not make a bracha until he dries his hands, which is, you're supposed to make your bracha while your hands are wet, even though he made the bracha afterwards, he can do it even if you forgot. And even though we say any mitzvah that you didn't make the bracha before doing the mitzvah, you cannot make the bracha after you did the mitzvah. Nevertheless, this mitzvah, since there are certain times you are not able to make the bracha before you do the mitzvah, like you're leaving the bathroom and your hands are dirty, you can't make a bracha, and you now have to make the bracha after you've done the washing. Bein pam lapam. We don't make a difference between one time or another. And then you can always make the bracha afterwards in this situation if you forgot. Ella, however, ideally one should be making the bracha of an al netilas yadayim before drying his hands. Since the drying is part of the mitzvah, and now that your hands are clean, you can make the bracha before the mitzvah of drying. But certainly the ikar washing that we're making the bracha on is just the washing part, which has already been done. Nevertheless, if a person realized he did not make a bracha until after he made a maitzi for bread, he can no longer make an al netilas yadayim. It's just too far away from the actual mitzvah now. V'hu adin, and this is a parenthetical addition that the Alter Rebbe has added. He says, "V'hu adin if a person needs to wash his hands in the middle of a meal. According to those who say that you have to make out al netilas yadayim v'shachach, and he didn't I mean, those people who say if you're washing in the middle of a meal, you have to, you're going to eat. You need to wash your hands in the middle of the meal for whatever reason. Those opinions that say you have to wash again and you have to make a bracha. V'shachach, and that person forgot. And he didn't remember until he ate the bread. And then that opinion would say you do not make this bracha Oid again. Since the reason the washing is taking place is only for the eating, once you've began to eat, you can no longer make a brach on the washing because it's already over with. Not only that, Ella, but afilu if you have yet to begin eating, it's not possible to make a bracha except right after the washing, and not too far off of that. You can't wait too long. Therefore, that's why one should not be speaking between washing and a bracha. Will be explained later. If a person waited too long, even if he was silent the whole time, if he waits too long even when he's not talking, he can't make a bracha. That yes, we understand you can't make the bracha before you do the mitzvah of washing because your hands might be dirty, and you do have to wait till afterwards. Nevertheless, doesn't mean that you can wash forever. You can make the bracha forever after you've washed. You could wait hours and hours and make the bracha. There's no svara for that. So the only explanation is, the only understanding of this is you have to do it as soon as you're done with the mitzvah. As soon as your hands are clean, you should be washing. Like you said before, that if a person used two pours, he could really make the bracha even after the first pouring before he does the second pouring. I don't believe we paskin that way, but you can ask your local Orthodox rabbi. Thanks for sticking with me. Have a great day.